Accurate dinosaurs in Jurassic World Evolution 2. So I have compiled a decent list of some of my favorite accurate mods in Jurassic World Evolution 2. These are all mods that kind of like replace the models that are already in the game with a model that is a little bit more accurate. I thought this would be a fun video to make. So what we're going to do is we're going to release them, look at them, and talk about them, and just see how awesome they are overall. Let's get into it. Let's release the Baryonyx. By the way, all these mods will be linked in the description. Now, look how beautiful these are. I'm sure that some of you know, I'm not the biggest fan of the Baryonyx in the Jurassic franchise. I don't like the shape of its snout. I just don't like its overall appearance. This one is a little bit closer to the Baryonyx that we all know and love in life. Got 3 different colors here, all looking really cool. I really like this one in particular. The snout is a little bit more thin on the animal, not nearly as broad as it is in the, in the official animal. Overall, the animal is a little bit more slim and just matches up to the real life animal a little bit better. And even the claws are a little bit more accurate. As you'll see, one of their claws, the one that's closest to us, is a little bit larger than the other ones, which, the name Baryonyx does translate to heavy claw. It was named for that large claw. Let's check out this one. I'm very excited for this one. This one and the Sinoceratops mod, I actually found out from this paleo artist that I follow on Instagram, known as El Reptiliano, which I might have butchered that. I'm sorry if I did. So that's where I learned about these mods, because they revealed that they were making these mods, and I can tell you right now that they look beautiful. This is the Carcharodontosaurus. I'm also not a... I'll wait. Dude, that is so much better. Okay, so I'm not a fan of the Carcharodontosaurus in this game. I don't like it. Its skull looks weird. Its whole proportions look weird. Not my cup of tea. This looks like a Carcharodontosaurus. Look at this. This is paleo art moving around. Of course, it was done by a paleo artist, so that makes sense. But the skull shape looks so much better. It's a little bit wider and not nearly as thin as the one in the game. It's got overall bulk and even has small amounts of hair-like feathers. That just looks so beautiful. Yeah, no, this is one that I was the most excited to get, because I think that I just think it looks absolutely amazing. Just look at that skull. Look at that skull shape. That's the biggest takeaway for me. It looks so good. The relatively shorter arms. Beautiful work on that one. Just absolutely beautiful. We'll go and look at the next one, Ceratosaurus. I don't mind the Ceratosaurus in this game. I think it looks awesome. But I saw one that's technically, it was labeled as paleo accurate. So I just wanted to see what it looked like. Check it out. Okay, that looks really good. I like how it's a little bit more chunky, especially, it's a little bit more beefy in the neck. I think that looks great. It still has the osteoderms going down its back, which, yes, Ceratosaurus did have osteoderms going down its back. And it's got these lacrimal crests with this sort of nasal horn right here. This looks really good. It is also smaller than the model in the game. Ceratosaurus was relatively small. It wasn't, it wasn't small by any stretch of the imagination, but it was relatively small compared to other, Morrison formation theropods that it lived with, like Allosaurus or Torvosaurus. And yeah, this one is a little bit more stocky. It's a little bit more robust. Skull looks great. This looks beautiful. It looks quite beautiful. Again, though, I don't mind the actual one that we have in the game. I honestly think that it even looks better than the movie version. But that looks really good. I am really happy with that one. Now the Sinoceratops. I'm excited for this because I don't like the Sinoceratops design. Sorry, I don't. Now, again, this one was done by El Reptiliano, um, paleo artist. If you couldn't tell, look at this. So this looks more like a Sinoceratops. It's no secret that the one in Fallen Kingdom and Dominion and other projects, Camp Cretaceous, doesn't look much like a Sinoceratops. Judging off of the available fossil material, it does look a little bit closer to a Pachyrhinosaurus, and in large part that's because it was going to be Pachyrhinosaurus, but they changed it while developing and just changed the name to Sinoceratops. It would have been unfortunate as Pachyrhinosaurus too, because Pachyrhinosaurus doesn't have it has a boss, not a horn. So it doesn't really look great as either of them, but it looks even less great as Sinoceratops. Oh no. But yeah, the horn is a little bit more thin, the frill is a little bit smaller, and it's got more of a ceratopsian build with those very strange looking feet. What are you guys doing? So beautiful. The relatively short tail as well, which is something that ceratopsians do have. I also really dig this one that has basically the same coloration as the one in Fallen Kingdom. It goes to show that the colors really aren't bad. It's just the model I don't really like. Ow. Looks like you just stabbed him for a second. But very good job. Very, very good job. Love that one. Now, the myth, the legend, my favorite dinosaur, Spinosaurus. I've seen this one already, of course, but... Oh, it looks beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. Those colors are really cool, too. So, yeah, it has the proportions that are more in line with the paleo-accurate Spinosaurus. Skull looks a lot closer. Its overall body shape is a lot closer. It has relatively short hind limbs, a basilisk-like tail, or a paddle tail, depending on what you want to call it, relatively large arms, and the sail looks really good, too. This also looks like paleo art brought into the game. Pretty much all of these have, actually. These all look really, really good. But this one certainly is a standout for me. I am biased. I am biased because Spinosaurus is my favorite dinosaur. But come on, this looks so good. Look at this. These colors, I really quite like these colors too. Oh, and also the little crest set like right in front of its eyes. Love that. Oh, and the high raised nostrils too. Might as well point that out. Spinosaurus had high raised nostrils. Oh, I love it. I love it. What can I say? There's no more in here. Now we got a few more. This is the Dilophosaurus. Gotta say, I don't really like the one in the movies. I'm sorry, I don't. I like the real life Dilophosaurus. It's about this 8-foot tall theropod dinosaur. It was large, and it had a relatively slender build. These massive claws, huge mouth full of teeth, massive crests, possibly massive crests. We don't exactly know the exact size and shape of Dilophosaurus's crests because the specimen that has been found is pretty damaged. But okay, I mean, like the one in the movie, it's not bad. It's iconic. There was just a lot of creative liberties taken with that. But I like real life. See, this is a lot more in line. I love this. I love the relatively long neck, and just the overall slender build too. The head looks really good, and the colors I think look really cool in this fella. Yeah, again, I'm not. I don't think that the Jurassic Park version is bad. Technically speaking, the animatronic and all of that is very well made. And it's certainly an interesting concept that plays well into the theme of the movie. But my heart is set out for paleo-accurate Dilophosaurus, one that is significantly larger than the one that was shown in the film. Unless they ever confirm if that one in the film was actually just a juvenile, which they definitely should. But that's another rant for another day. Now, the big one. Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now, of course, there's two that were available, like two variants. There was this one that was called Cretaceous Calamity, I think, and then there was this one that was known as Marvelous. So we'll do this one first. Oh, look how beefy they are. Oh, I love paleo-accurate Tyrannosaurs. That looks so good. Look. Okay, so yeah, this is a very good depiction. Oh, let's check out that one. I think this one has a little bit like brighter colors. Yeah, look at that head. This is a very accurate depiction to our understanding of the animal. Snout looks good. It has those proper forward-facing eyes. Oh no. It has the lacrimal horns. Give me a second. There's no hiding from me, all right? But it has those lacrimal horns, of course, set right above here. A little bit of a nasal ridge going on. Awesome, awesome looking colors. And the skin texture also looks really good. It looks almost like it's a little bit more leathery in texture because Tyrannosaurus Rex had a lot of small scales that would have looked like leather if you were looking at it from a distance. Very much shown off here. This looks absolutely beautiful. There's, again, this one that's known as Marvelous. We'll release it too, and we'll look at them. Okay, so these do look like the same models. So everything that I said still applies to this. Once again, though, it just looks gorgeous. There's a lot of talented mod makers out there because these just... Look at that. Look at that. Just look at that. By the way, I'm going to keep it paused and I'm going to take one last look at everything we looked at so that we can get a closer look. But that looks so good. I also love the addition of the oral tissue. The very short arms, actually, in proportion to its body size. Really, really massive legs. Tyrannosaurus legs would have been buried in muscle. Like they had a lot of muscle back there, and that's really shown here. Huge tail as well. That looks so cool. That looks so good. And again, it is properly beefy. Now let's take one last look at everything else. Why are you guys all sitting? Can't you be standing here? I'll come back to you. I'll give you a chance to stand. The Sinoceratops one more time. Again, just beautiful. I love it. The proportions look so much better. The frill looks really good. The whole face looks great. I love how the beak kind of goes up here and almost connects to where the horn is. It looks so cool. And then these little structures above the eyebrows as well. And you'll notice the large scales that are, just randomly set throughout the body. Triceratops has been found with those, and it is likely that other ceratopsians had them. The pattern would look like this. You'd have a lot of small scales all over the place, and then just random large scales just everywhere else. So cool. Oh, and the patterns in the frill look beautiful as well. I love it. I love it. I love it a lot. I know that there's people hiding in the bushes. Oh, they can't go over there, so maybe not. Again, the Dilophosaurus has everything that I want from my Dilophosaurus. Overall larger build, a little bit more slender in its build. These larger crests, which I always think looks really cool, even though we don't necessarily know the crest shape. These longer arms, and a mouthful of teeth. Oh, look at that, forward-facing eyes. Gotta love it. Then my boy Spinosaurus over here. Again, I've already gushed about it. Just looks really beautiful. Really beautiful. Easily one of my favorites right here. It's got the Tyrannosaurus Rex eyeing it down, which doesn't really bode well for it. But oh, look how good it is, though. Look at the size of that chin. Oh, I love it. Looks like the Crimson Chin from Fairly Odd Parents. You know what I'm talking about. Of course, the Stratosaurus. One of my favorite dinosaurs. I don't know if I mentioned. Has all of the attributes I'd look for. Again, it's a little bit more stocky, a little bit more robust. Has all of the proper crests up here, those facial structures. Just looks great. And I love the way that the osteoderms look when it goes down the back. Of course, I did gush about this. Looks so good, and I love these sparse feathers that you see. Um, I mean, of course, we've never found evidence of feathers being on Carcharodontosaurus, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if most, if not all, theropod dinosaurs had feathers in some way, shape, or form. I mean, Carcharodontosaurus belongs to the Carnosauria clade, which is a clade that has like we haven't found too many feathers associated with it. One of the best candidates right now is Concavinator, but it's unknown if those are like quill knobs on its, I believe, on its ulna, or if they are just extra muscle attachment points. But still, I love it. I love this little piece of speculation with those being the feathers. And again, I think it looks so much better than the in-game Carcharodontosaurus. Like, I mean, you know, no disrespect to Frontier or anything. A lot of their designs look beautiful, but there's just some that I'm not a big fan of. This looks so good. I love it. Okay, what else are we missing? What else did I look at? I think we're just waiting on those Baryonyxuses. Guys, I need you to stand up. Sleep time is not now. Thank you. And lastly, but was actually firstly, the Baryonyx. Again, I just love the way that it looks. That snout shape looks so much better. It also has that little crest situated right in front of the eyes, very similar to the Spinosaurus. It does also have osteoderms, which, you know, I'm not a big fan of just throwing osteoderms on any dinosaur, but with everything else looking better, you know, I can forgive it a little bit more. And actually, let me switch to capture mode. That way we can take a look at that claw a little bit easier. There we go. You'll notice, oh my gosh, that claw is larger than the other two on its hand, which is very proper Baryonyx. Ooh, look at that little crocodile-looking eye slit. Look at those details. Wow. Grass. Okay. Yeah. they all look really good. I love these mods. I think there are probably more accurate mods out there, and there's even a lot of mods that are just adding new dinosaurs or prehistoric creatures that are incredibly accurate too. And I think that they're beautiful. I do love accuracy. Of course, you know, this doesn't mean that, you know, the designs in which these are replacing are bad by any stretch of the imagination. They're still very good. Some, you know, most of them are still pretty good. But like, I love the Jurassic Park T-Rex, but I also love the accurate T-Rex. You know, our current understanding of the accurate T-Rex. Look at those chompers. Those spell bone breakers, I do declare. But yeah, no, they look gorgeous. They look gorgeous. Again, doesn't mean that the Jurassic Park T-Rex looks bad. It is great in its own way, you know? Oh, look at that. It's the little run race strip. Huh. Well, too bad you can't go out here. Too bad that's like beyond boundaries. Is there a mod that allows me to go outside boundaries? So that'd be kind of cool. Okay, but now I'm kind of like rambling by this point. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I certainly enjoyed making it. I've been like having a lot of fun scrolling through Nexus mods, trying to find, you know, specific mods that I think are really cool. Those are some of the accurate mods that I found that I really like. Be sure to let me know what you guys think of them, if you like them or if you dislike them. And if you enjoyed this video and you are a fan of dinosaur content, please consider subscribing because you'll get quite a bit of that here. And if you want to help support the channel, the link to my Patreon is in the description below. Just for $1 a month, you can help support the channel in a great way, and I do really appreciate each and every one of you. But that's pretty much all I have for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have an awesome day.